Welcome to another lesson that focuses on Toeic tips. I'm Tristan. We are going to look at a question that many people get wrong, and I don't want you to get it wrong. Now, before we look at the question, please share, subscribe, like, make me happy. Okay, let's get started. Let's look at the question. Here it is. It says, owing to increased levels of congestion on the roads, more and more manufacturers are blank transporting their products via train. All right, so pause the screen if you need time to look at this. All right, now, before we go over the answer, let's make sure we actually understand the key vocabulary here. So the first term that maybe is confusing is owing to. Owing to basically means because of or due to. It is a preposition, so it needs to be followed by a noun. So if I say, owing to the weather was cold, I stayed inside, that would be incorrect, because after owing to, I need a noun form. So I could say, owing to the cold weather, I stayed inside. Owing to the weather being cold, I stayed inside. Or owing to the fact the weather was cold, I stayed inside. So owing to means because of. It is a preposition. It is followed by a noun form. Let's look at the next term in this reading. It is congestion. When we talk about congestion, we are often talking about traffic congestion or congestion on the roads. Congestion means it is crowded. There are too many. It is full. It is packed. And the last term we need to know is via. Via means by means of, by way of. For example, I came to work via subway. I used the subway. Or I contacted him via phone. I used the phone. All right. Now that we know the context, we know the key vocabulary, let's start eliminating the wrong answers. The first answer we need to eliminate, and this is easy, is C, understandable. Why? Because you need an adverb here. And understandable is an adjective. We are describing the verb transporting. So how could we do it? I could say understandably transporting, but I'm not going to use an adjective understandable before this verb. If you need to review adverbs, check out the last lesson, which is focusing all on adverbs in Toeic. The next answer that is definitely wrong is D. And this is either. This is wrong because in Toeic, when you see either, 99% of the time, you're going to need an or. For example, for dinner, I will either have green curry or ginger beef. Notice I have an or there because I'm talking about two options. Next, the company can either increase wages of employees or face mass resignations of the staff. These are the two options. As we can see in this Toeic question, there is no or, so I'm not going to pick either. Okay, now we have two options left, rather or now. The next one that is incorrect is rather. Now, why is rather incorrect? Well, rather as an adverb is to talk about preference. So when you see rather in Toeic, you need to see a then. For example, I would rather live in a warm climate than a cold one. Notice the form. Subject, would, rather, verb, then verb. Now, notice you can also use rather than as a preposition. This means instead of. For example, rather than ginger beef, tonight I'm going to make curry. Notice rather than. Then is very important then. Or the company decided to advertise its products online rather than paying for television commercials. When we look at this Toeic question, there is no then. I don't see a then. I understand why you might infer you can use rather, but remember, we are using prescriptive Toeic grammar. I don't see then. To make this correct, I could say more and more manufacturers are transporting their products via train rather than roads. That would be okay. Or more and more manufacturers would rather transport their products via train than use roads. That would be okay. But in this Toeic question, we don't have then. So the answer is just now. And now can be used as an adverb to talk about change. In the past it was different, but now this is happening. For example, 2 years ago he didn't smoke, but he now smokes. Notice I can say he now smokes, I can say now he smokes, or he smokes now. But I can put now directly before the verb. Let's look at one more example with now. More and more companies are now outsourcing much of their payroll work. In the past, they did it in the office, but now they are outsourcing this work. They are now outsourcing this work. So we look at 117. Owing to increased levels of congestion on the roads, more and more manufacturers are now transporting their products via train. So now they are using train. In the past, they used the roads more. We can infer that. So the only answer that is 100% correct here is now. All right, everyone. I hope this cleared things up. Have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, like, share, and I'll talk to you soon.